Did you get one for, who would you say run on your team for the Death Eaters?
I think I
fight the
chose
Death
one
Eaters.
for the Rook where it's like... Do you think we should start recording our video?
Obviously.
Hey, this is Megan
And Sue in the restricted section.
and today we're going to do the Snape tag.
We were tagged in this by Capricious Helen,
And I guess the original video was done by Roya Eve.
so we'll link both of their videos down in the description.
Down below.
And we're drinking Megan's famous Black and Tan.
This is a Blue Moon in the bottom and Guinness on the top.
We thought they looked sufficiently magical enough.
It's like magic is happening in my glass.
Yes.
Into my belly.
So, the first question in this tag is, Severus Snape is always dressed in black. What book with a black cover is your favorite?
I said for this, 1,000 Naked Strangers by Kevin Hazard. Get a little wand happy. I didn't own as many books with black covers as I thought I did, and I actually don't own a physical copy of 1,000 Naked Strangers. It's just on my Kindle, but it does have a black cover. But that was a paramedic story of his experience being a paramedic in Atlanta.
And I chose House of Sand and Fog by Andre Dubusse III. This is kind of a gray cover, but I'm gonna count it as black.
Yeah, well, it's black right up at top.
Yeah. And this book is super depressing,
Well,
but really good. It's about a woman who sort of all she has left is her home, and then she loses that.
oh.
And this Iranian family moves into it. It's been a very long time since I read this, so I hope that I'm remembering it correctly. But this Iranian family who's also struggling moves in, and so their lives sort of become entangled, and shit goes down.
Shit goes down.
But it's a really good book. I loved it when I read it, which was probably like 10 years ago.
It's been a minute.
It's been a long time. That's seriously the first thing I want to do when I have a wand in my hand. Let's sing that.
Pretty awesome. The second one is name a book with a character you love as much as Snape loves Lily, and a character you hate as much as Snape hates Harry.
So for the character I love, I chose Jean Valjean from Les Miserables. One of my favorite books, and I just really love his character because he's just trying to live his life, you know, and he's done his time, and he's a good person.
Yeah.
I think he makes mistakes, but
Right.
everyone does.
People keep fucking with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just a good guy. The character I hate is Queen Lavanna from the Lunar Chronicles. This book specifically is about her. She's just a real bitch.
Oh. She's a selfish.
Selfish and whiny and does terrible things.
Ugh.
Does terrible
Horrible
things.
things.
Yeah. So
Oof.
hate her.
Hate her guts. For mine, I picked two characters that I hated because I was kind of torn on which to pick. The first one is Beatrice Joanna from The Wanting Seed. She was kind of a serial cheater, and if there's one thing that sets my blood to boil, it's a cheater. She was also really selfish. And then the other one I chose was Queen Cersei from Game of Thrones, because she's kind of notorious for being a bitch, and I really can't stand her.
What about the character you love?
The character I loved, I was reluctant to go with a Harry Potter character just because this is a Harry Potter tag, but I'm gonna do it anyway, so suck it. I chose Luna Lovegood because she is my spirit animal. She is smart and weird, and I am also smart and weird, and also she's a Ravenclaw, which I am on the side. I am as well.
Poke.
Oh, hello. Hello. So yeah, Luna Lovegood was my character that I loved.
The next question is, Severus Snape was the headmaster at Hogwarts for a short while. As a headmaster, which books would you put on the mandatory reading list?
Oh boy. For this one, I said The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood because I think it's a really important book for women. So I think it's important for everyone to read that book. I also said 1984 just because it's my favorite book. Everyone knows that. I won't talk too much about it. And then also I said The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer because I think it presents a really compassionate and unique perspective on mental illness, and I think that's lacking in society. There's still quite a bit of stigma in regards to mental illness.
So I chose, first of all, the book In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. This is important now. This is relevant now because this is her story of growing up in North Korea and escaping from North Korea, but unfortunately, when in China, she fell into the hands of human traffickers, and then eventually made her way to South Korea. But I think it's just really important because most of the time, I think most of us don't really know what goes on over there. I mean, people make fun of Kim Jong-un. Is it Un now?
I couldn't even tell you.
You know, people like to make fun of him and make fun of North Korea, but it's really, the reality of it is really terrible for the people that live there. And then, you know, just the fact that when she finally did escape, she was in kind of an even worse situation than when she was in North Korea. So I think that one is really relevant now. Like, I would make that mandatory reading today. And I also chose The Elements of Style by Strunk and White. I am an editor by trade.
Yes, you are.
And I think this is important because it's a really great style guide on just how to write a fucking sentence correctly.
Grammar is fun.
Just do it.
Just do it. So, the next question is, as a Death Eater, Snape has the Dark Mark. Which character who also has tattoos is your favorite?
I, for the life of me, could not think of a book I have read with a character who has tattoos.
I couldn't either. I had a really hard time.
I'm sure that there are books I've read, but either the character wasn't very memorable or their tattoo wasn't very memorable. I don't know. So I went with a book I have not read yet.
Right.
And that is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yes.
I assume that there is a girl with a dragon tattoo in this story.
There is, in fact, a girl with a dragon tattoo. Yes.
And fun fact, I'm a girl with a dragon tattattoo.
So he does have a dragon tattoo.
Tattooed on the inside of my wrist.
Right there.
Yeah, first tattoo I ever got. Right there. Dragon.
First tattoo I ever got was the one you bought for me for my birthday.
Also
on my wrist. Yes. All right. So I chose The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury, which I did really like. I've said before I had a high school teacher who loved Ray Bradbury, so we read like every fucking thing that Ray Bradbury ever wrote, including that. I thought it was really good. I liked it a lot.
The next question is, Severus Snape made an unbreakable vow with Narcissa Malfoy to protect Draco Malfoy. Which book would you protect with your life?
I don't know that there is a book that I would necessarily be willing to lay down my life for. There's a lot of copies of books, man. Like, I don't have a particular copy that I'm going to die for.
I kind of assumed it's like all copies of this book, everything will be wiped from existence.
That's a lot of pressure.
But I don't know.
That's a lot of pressure. I don't know that I want to commit my life to a book, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, I agree. However, the closest thing I could come would be this particular copy of The Owl and the Pussycat, which, who wrote this even? I'm not sure.
I don't know, it's just a little
by Edward Lear. Yeah. The Owl and the Pussycat's a poem, actually, by Edward Lear. But, anyway, this was my book as a child. It's falling apart. The cover's about to come off of it. The back cover is already gone, as is the last page of the book.
Oh.
And there's another page missing inside. This was my favorite book when I was a little kid. I had it memorized, even knew when to turn the page when I was little, and tricked people into thinking I could read long before I was old enough to do so. And so I just absolutely love it. And I'm pretty sure it's gone through all of my sisters because my oldest sister has written it. So this book is probably older than me. I have 3 older sisters. So
That's pretty funny.
yeah, so I would protect that with
your
my
life.
life. I mean,
It's important
I'd go to great lengths to
Right.
save it.
It's important to you. Salazar Slytherin wanted to ban half-bloods and muggle-borns from Hogwarts. Which books do you want to ban from bookstores?
I chose anything by James Patterson. I'm just sick of seeing his fucking name everywhere.
Oh my god, it's on everything.
I've read 2 books by James Patterson and I disliked both of them. I don't know, I just don't get it, and I feel like he'll just, nowadays, he just will put his name on anything. I think he has a young adult series out now because that's popular, so...
Right. Anything to make that money.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I guess I don't know enough about him to really dislike him, but
Do you
I
think
don't
he
like...
uses ghostwriters?
Oh, I'm sure he does. His work, he has such a prolific body of work, there's no way he writes all of that. He couldn't. And he has a lot of books that are like by this person and James Patterson. So it's like that person probably just wrote it and they put
His name on there to sell it, yeah.
Yeah, so
Gross.
I get real sick of seeing James Patterson's name everywhere.
I had a couple different things written down. I had anything by Danielle Steele for much the same reasons as James Patterson. Bitch is prolific, not quality writing, really like shit books.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing them in their like fluffy little covers.
Oh shit, the one Danielle Steele book I've ever read was not fluffy in the least.
Ugh.
It was
No.
terrible, and
It's just
she,
sad.
this poor woman, like main character of the book, she just, I mean, bad shit
Yeah.
over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm like, leave this poor woman alone.
Stop!
Leave
Stop.
her alone, Danielle Steele.
It's a lot of drama and a lot of like, I don't know, like petty little nonsense. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I also said 50 Shades of Grey because I feel like 50 Shades of Grey has captured the attention of enough soccer moms. I think we can release the soccer moms from their shit-ass bondage story and let them go back to their lives. Go on about your business and find some better erotica, please.
Please. The next question is, Severus Snape is part of the Death Eaters as well as the Order of the Phoenix. Which book characters would you like in your group if you had to fight a group like the Death Eaters? These questions are wordy.
Super wordy. I said for this one, I had 2 Lord of the Rings characters on here. I'm not sorry about it. I had Galadriel and Gandalf because don't nobody fuck with Gandalf. You shall not pass. And I also said Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones because she's got dragons. So
Obviously.
right, dragons.
I chose a character from this book, The Rook by Daniel O'Malley. The main character, Miffany Thomas. She is in a high up position at a secret organization, and she has special powers where she can like make you do things you don't want to do.
Oh.
And then I also chose Cinder from the Lunar Chronicles because she's a cyborg, and she also can sort of mind control people.
Ooh.
So I thought those would be 2 pretty badass bitches to have on my team.
I would agree. The next question is, as a potion master, Severus Snape brews a lot of potions. A potion that would allow you to... Obviously. A potion that would allow you to make reading books your job, or a potion that would allow you to write a book. So which one would you choose?
Right. I feel like I would really need more information to make a real decision on this. Like, do I get to choose the books I read?
Right.
Do I write a successful book?
Right.
Or is it just like, congratulations, now get back to work?
Go back to your
You
job.
know?
Yeah.
But ultimately, I would choose reading books because I've never been never had much of a passion for writing myself.
That's fair.
Even though I have a degree in writing.
That you do. But as you said, you're an editor.
Yes.
So it's fine. I also said reading because I feel like like you said, I would need more information. Is this book I'm writing a successful book? Because I feel like I can write a book right now.
Right.
I
I don't have the attention span for that.
It wouldn't be a good book, and it wouldn't be successful, but I could write a book right now. So I would say make reading books your job.
So that's it. That's the
Snake
tag.
So who do we want to tag?
The first person we want to tag is Mr. Ben Sanders.
Mr. Ben Sanders.
Do that Severus Snape tag.
Let's see you do it. The next person we're going to tag is Books and Bobs.
He's pretty new to BookTube,
Yes.
but he's got some good videos out, so
Let's see you do
I
this.
think you'd have an interesting Snape tag there.
Snape tag it up.
And then lastly, we want to tag Flamingo Reads.
Yes.
And we hope you haven't done this tag before. Not sure, because you've been on BookTube much longer than these other two guys, but yeah. If you want to do that tag, then do it.
do this tag. And thank you, Capricious Helen, for tagging us in this video.
So, that's going to be it for us.
We will put some links below where you can find us on social media if you are so inclined.
Yep. And thanks everyone for watching.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time.
Knox.